Hi friends, today's yin yoga practice for the upper body gives extra attention to the neck and the sides of the body. So we'll be doing some lateral stretches for the ribs, some great stretches for the trapezius, and some attention to the muscles of the neck. You won't need any props for this sequence, so let's go ahead and get started. So come on into child's pose. Knees can be as wide or as narrow as you'd like as you settle your hips back. And take a few deep breaths here. And now we'll come up to Seiza pose, sitting on the heels. Or if this isn't comfortable for you, you could sit cross legs or any way that works. And taking it into graceful bow. So your head tilts to the left here. Hands are resting in the lap or down at your sides. You might like the feeling of having your left hand on the floor or your fingertips on the floor, or you might just hang the weight of the head. So our target area, what we're going for, is this stretch in the right side of the neck between the shoulder and the ear. And you might notice you want to see what your right arm wants to do. Maybe come behind the back, maybe just hang there. Now let's think about just lifting the cheek toward the sun a little bit more, toward the sky, to get a little bit more in the front anterior neck. And breathing into what you feel. And slowly come up and change over to the other side. And again, you can see if your hands just want to both rest in the lap, or if your right hand wants to support you in some way, your left hand could choose to hang or come behind the back. And it's all about creating the most wonderful stretch that you can find in this area between the left ear and the left shoulder. Using the weight of the head as your gauge. And continuing to breathe in a smooth and steady manner. The face and the jaw can be soft. Now lifting up from graceful bow and coming into child's pose once again. Resting your forehead gently on the ground, noticing how the neck feels after stretching the right and left sides. And breathing. Breathing into the back of the body. Breathing into the sides of the body. Shifting now into lateral child's pose, taking both hands over toward the right, and left hand can come on top of the right. So the exact angle is up to you as you find a nice stretch in the left side of your ribs, and maybe up into the back of the left armpit as well. You might rest your head down, or you might keep your head lifted. And now bringing it over to the other side. Both hands to the left edge of the mat, or maybe beyond the mat. You can see what angle you like, and right hand on top of the left. And there's a little bit of a feeling of pulling back through the right ribs, back through the right hip, to help create this stretch on the right side of the ribs and the armpit area. And you can send your breath into the right side body. And slowly release. And coming up, taking a couple of breaths in cat and cow. And now moving into rolling panda. Take your left arm underneath your right and stretch into the left side of your neck by lengthening the space between the left shoulder and the left ear. Right hand is up above you. You can press the palm down and keep the arm up, or you can bend the elbow. Now I like to have my knees kind of apart here. It feels like it gives me more freedom to roll into this. You can decide if you want more intensity, you might keep your knees together. The main target area is the neck, side of the neck here. And now for our second phase of this pose, we'll take this right foot out to the side like a kickstand and tuck the head under more to bring the stretch more to the back of the neck. It's almost like a forward bend for the upper back. And this right hand could stay above the head, anchoring you in some way, or if you like, you could reach the arm up and back. Maybe the weight of the arm just hangs and relaxes there in a yin style, or maybe you wrap this hand behind your back and hold on to your left leg. And you can press a little bit into this right toe to give yourself more of that upper back stretch on the left side. Good, let's slowly bring it back around now, back to hands and knees, and right over to rolling panda on the other side. Right arm threads under, left arm comes up above the head. Lengthening the space between the right shoulder and the right ear. And now for the second part of this, taking the left foot out to the side like a kickstand, gently shifting this stretch toward the back of the neck by tucking your chin a bit more. And choosing if you want to keep your left hand where it is, or reach it up and back, or wrap it behind your back. Maybe pressing into the left toes to add a little bit of pressure and stretch into the right side of the upper back. And unwinding, coming back around slowly and making your way down into child's pose. Slowly rising up and coming into cat and cow, rounding the spine, opening the spine, rounding the spine once again, and let's come all the way down onto the belly for folded wings. So here we are taking the arms and crossing them. Right arm comes under the left to begin, or whatever way you'd like to cross. And now, whether you cross your arms higher up or lower down over your heart more is really up to you. And then you've got to kind of figure out what your head wants to do here. Some people like to rest the head on a block or a firm cushion, and others like to just let it hang or rest inside of the arms. And so we're stretching between the shoulder blades, back of the neck. And we're about halfway through, so you could change the arms, still stretching the same general region. And slowly coming up, resting all the way on the belly. And now coming into a seated position for lateral half butterfly. Taking your right leg out to the side and coming over this right leg with your hand. This is a side bend. We're going to be focusing on stretching into the side of the ribs with the arm up over the head. So you might just have your arm hanging out in space like this. You might like to have the hand behind your head. If you like to have blocks under your right elbow and clasp the hands behind the head, that might work for you. Or some of you might reach your foot over there quite easily if you bend easily in this direction. So whatever way you figure it out here, we've got a stretch of the left side of the waist and ribs, the obliques, the intercostal muscles of the rib cage. It could be interesting to rotate this top arm in different ways and see what feels best there. And keep on breathing into what you're feeling. Slowly come up now, change to the other side. Left leg out to the side, right leg in. And the right arm comes up and over. Or again, behind the head, or both hands behind the head if you're resting that bottom elbow on a block. And think about rotating the right side of the chest back. Letting the weight of the head hang to the side. And breathing into this area of the place we're stretching, the right side of the ribs, the right side of the waist. And now slowly rising up from this side bend and folding both legs in, taking any comfortable seat, use a cushion if you'd like. And feeling the rebound here from the lateral half butterfly pose and from this whole practice of moving and stretching into the neck and into the side bodies. Feeling freedom and spaciousness around the heart, the chest. Feeling length and openness in the ribs, in your sides. And extending this into an expanded feeling of ease and grace in this body. Moving through the world with more trust. And that's our practice. Bowing forward, giving thanks for this practice, for your breath. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.